1 touchdown pass and 8 interceptions in losses to Arkansas, Kentucky, and Texas A&M. And that as we go along. Costello, 25 career starts at Stanford. He pitches it. Confirm or deny. They would only say that he's unavailable. High snap handled by Costello. He was hit as he threw. It was almost KJ Costello in the Mississippi State offense. Given time this time. A Tempest. An outfielder on the fine Bulldog baseball team. Again, 3-man rush. And here's a remarkably small piece of paper as his call sheet. It's folded up. Try to get in.
The big key tonight is going to be this 3-man pass rush. And Alabama has done such a good job with a 4-man rush and what I call a gap control.
Popular guy on the team. Nick Saban said for the 2nd year in a row we've lost the most popular guy on our football team to an injury, Tua Tagovailoa, a year ago. Man, they rushed at least 4 every time, played man, and they got explosive plays down the field.
Their 3rd possession, they've had 2 3-and-outs. Their longest gain has been 4. Saw Will Rogers, the backup quarterback. You may see action again. Costello
comfortably in the pocket to buy himself time.
He feels it smoothly a lot like Burrow did.
KJ Costello dumps it down to Dylan Johnson.
Heads.
Osirus Mitchell, number 5, has been the man who's given them some big plays this season. Now they do throw deep. Nice. Got up to a start like that might happen, but boy, has this passing game gone south since week 1. Can they get a first down? That's the first step for this Mississippi State offense. 3-man rush, and they still take his first of the season.
And that's a rarity for this Alabama defense. Coming in only 7 sacks on the season. This is their 8th on the 3-man rush.
Pete Golding and Nick Saban said they'd like more sacks, but as Todd McShay said earlier, they talk about impacting the quarterback, and they
in order to do that.
3rd down and 14. Costello running for. There's Joe Marks. A single game completion percentage mark.
Son of a coach, smart kid, knows the offense.
12, that is wide open as we go forward. Oklahoma State, a tough one next week. They're at K-State. 3rd down and 10. Not in field goal range here. Look out from behind, Rogers.
He's a linebacker, but he's rushing as an edge rusher. Gets around the best offensive lineman, Charles Cross, the left tackle, and then chases the.
Will Rogers, the quarterback for his 2nd series. KJ Costello knocked out with an apparent concussion. The program in the 2 weeks since their last game against Texas A&M. 3-man rush. Check down to Dylan Johnson.
Conversation with his head coach.
That was surprising too. I hear Mike Leach say, well, I haven't talked to him. I heard from people in the building that he wanted to start preparing for the NFL.
This pass game can turn around.
The 2 leading receivers for the year have been the backs. Kylin Hill, as you mentioned several times, is not here. And this man, Kwatrivous Marks. Reason certainly looked like another one here tonight. On 2nd and 5. There's Kwatrivous Marks. Plays run to 46 for Alabama. First downs are 18-1. Marks in trouble.
I think you do. Find a seam somewhere.
And those were first half stats plus because they automatically updated for that 2nd first down of the game. Rogers sent Dylan Johnson in motion. He was under pressure at the moment. Mississippi State's ready to go. On 1st and 10, Will Rogers is passed, juggled, caught.
Used to dominate, and because Clemson today, everybody knows, yeah, they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, but it was their defense. It was their
biggest absence, James Skalski, the middle linebacker, really a tone setter for that defense. Rogers with 342 and 2 touchdowns on 30 out of 41. Yep. On 3rd and 1, it's Will. There's Will Rogers with Dylan Johnson, the running back. Movement along the line, but no flags, and a short pass to
into some hook areas against zone defense, but those crossing routes, not a lot of room in there.
5-man rush. Those third down numbers you were talking about, much better the last 2 weeks against Tennessee and tonight against Mississippi State. A lot of time trying to teach some of the nuances of this offense to their teammates. Apparently the learning will need to continue under Hal Mummy. And they set over 100 school offensive records. Of course, it helped to have Tim Couch. 3rd down and 9. Rogers, nicely done. First down.
Of course, now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But he and Will Rogers from the same high school in Brandon, Mississippi.
Kwatrivous Marks goes out into the pass pattern. Rogers has a man open, and it overturned the call on the field. Not conclusive enough, apparently. So 3rd down and 2, and 7-0 Alabama. Marks.
Plays like this are really kind of like runs, like wide runs or sweeps. You get the ball out. He's got a couple blockers. He's in space. Well done.
Rogers to stay in his home state, play for Mississippi State. Joe Moorhead was the head coach. He made that commitment. He throws to the end zone, and it's ripped away.
There, but they had the one tonight on that last interception by Dylan Moses.
Cut down on the turnovers. They're coming at an alarming rate. Wide variety plays. You know, some coaches have 500 plays on their call sheet. So, you know, if you run a lot of plays in a game, you might get 85 or 90. Why do you need 500?
Well, and
play sheet. Rogers throws it up. Todd McShay on the field. 11 minutes to go, and Alabama leading 34-0. 1st and 10 Mississippi State from its own 14. Will Rogers to Kwatrivous Marks. Comparison between this Alabama team and the similarities to the undefeated history-making national championship team at LSU.
Similar. Strong offensive line offensively. Talented wide receivers.
It's year at LSU. Now, Todd McShay all year long has had Chase. Well, of course, teams will want to do their due diligence on the medical side. There's a wide open receiver for one of the very. Marks. It's an excellent question. We expect nothing less from an Arizona State Sun Devil.
I tell you, if you have not seen Zach Wilson play, you owe it to yourself to tune into that game, because
he's early on, and now we're talking about 4 or 5 and possibly late 1st round, 2nd round range.
Austin Williams, Brady, they're leading the NFC South, taking on the New York Giants. 1 and 6.
Defense might lead you to believe.
Well, we can say this conclusively: they miss Kylin Hill. He's a playmaker, and they have a noticeable lack. It definitely will. Rogers, risky throw, picked off by Patrick Surtain. Down of the season for Alabama, and the first interception of the year, 4th of his career for the junior from Plantation, Florida. Patrick Surtain, one of the best. You'd think he would have more interceptions, but they hardly.
Up, and he did in a big way. Just not a career record-breaking way.
Rogers. Whoa. 4-0.
Alabama will have a week off after this and then go to play LSU on the 14th.
This will be the 13th consecutive win for Alabama against Mississippi State, 1 week after they beat Tennessee for the 4th.
In that same time span, Clemson has lost 3 games by more than 13. Ohio State has lost 5 games by more than that. And
you mentioned the loss to Clemson in the national championship game after the 2018 season, early January of 2019. Right.
And
I think the argument for Clemson being #1 relative to Alabama, of course, we didn't see Ohio State until last week, and they're in the conversation too. You throw for 342. This quarterback everybody in the country wanted.
Yeah, if he had any jitters, they came out today.
Matt Jones's 4 touchdown passes. matches his career high. He's done that 4 times now in 10 career starts. Long throw.
CC, but I do think this guy gives him a little better spark. And I think he's just his mobility, if nothing else.